Hey guys, it's Lindsay with Mama Shmoo's Homeschool Reviews, and I wanted to share with you guys my first grade curriculum for my daughter. Now, also my son, he tags along with all of the stuff that we do, and I will do a separate video on his preschool curriculum. Now, this looks like a lot of books, but the basis of my curriculum is literature based and a lot of reading because I like the Charlotte Mason. I'm very eclectic with what I do. So let me get right into it and just share with you guys what I have. Family Guide to Biblical Holidays is a book I had when I was homeschooled that my mom got for me. I will do a flip through for you guys if you're interested in seeing this. I'll talk briefly about it. It does all of the biblical holidays, explains them all. They have activities for all the kids, and then at the back of this Bible biblical holiday book, they have unit studies for every single season of the year. So if you're interested in celebrating the Jewish feasts or holidays, whether it's a couple days or the whole entire year or maybe a week before the holiday, this is a good book. And I will probably just be using this to reference back to and get some books that maybe we want to read along with the holidays. So let me know if you want me to do a flip through for this. Now, this is a new book I just got today at the thrift store for $1, the Jesus Story Bible, and I heard so many good things about this. I went to Barnes & Noble and I flipped through it, and it didn't look that exciting to me at the time because I had a young 3-year-old and now he's going into preschool, so I think he'll be able to enjoy listening to this one. And then this is also another devotional that I already did a flip through with, so I will leave that video up above. This is the Bible that we will do once a week, and we will do a unit study based around it, talking about animals one quarter, we're going to talk about astronomy another quarter, and then Earth and the human body. And then this is also a devotion for young readers that we use. This Bible we've read through probably 3 times, and we love this Bible. This is a good Bible to start with, especially if your kids are young, like 3, 4, or 5. This is perfect. And then the Young Readers Bible we've been reading, and then 100 Bible stories, and they came with some CDs that we listened to in the car. I also have like a Bible curriculum that I did last year, and we use a lot of the same resources if you want to see more of in depth of how I teach my kids the Bible. This is going to be our language arts. I'm so excited about it. I've been watching videos maybe 3 to 4 months ago about the good and beautiful, and I love the readers. I was just wondering if it was going to be a good fit for my daughter because her reading was pretty slow, and now all of a sudden it's picked up a lot and she's reading so much. We've gone halfway through the reading lesson, 20 easy reading lessons, and I did a flip through on that, so if you want to see it, I'll link all the videos down below. And so she is definitely ready to be reading at this level. I did the assessment and I'm comfortable with going with level 1. I was thinking maybe she needed kindergarten level, but this is going to be great. This is the course book, and I'll do a flip through for you guys, but there's so many videos on it. I might do it if you guys want me to do like a separate subject curriculum flip through for you guys. So we are going to really be enjoying this. I think my daughter is going to love it. These are the little miniature books, and then the phonics cards. I have not opened these up yet. I also got Lakeshore Draw Write Journal, Lakeshore Draw and Write Journal, and I like it because it has the spiral, and I was looking at journals at the Dollar Tree to use, and it wasn't as good of quality as this. I just love the fact that it opens up to this page, and then it has great spaces for them to write because my daughter's so young, so her writing's a lot bigger. This is a book, this is a story that she kind of copied off of this book, and that's a reader that she's been reading for the summer, and so I had her illustrate a picture in the book, and then she wrote down the actual story. This was the whole entire story because it's a very short one, and she loved it. So this I got on Amazon, and I'll link it down below, but every page has a long page like this and a little square for your kids to do illustrations with, and I thought this would be a fun little book for her to keep, and it's very thin, and it's just a great way to store all of her copywriting for language arts. I got this so many years ago, probably 2 years ago. It's a Lakeshore vocabulary journal, and I thought it was fun. So since she's going into first grade, she's finally ready for this, and we're gonna do a word maybe of the day or for the week or for the month. I don't know how many times we'll be using this, and then the date and then what it means, and she'll make a sentence, and obviously the sentence is going to be pretty short. There's 3 lines on here, but she might write big. And then a synonym or synonyms, and then a picture of the word. So this will be something that we'll just do, once in a while, not every single week, but maybe once in a while. I think she'll have fun with that. So that is our main language arts program. Is so far for the summer, she has been loving her readers for her language arts. This is called Sunflower Summer, God Gives Us Friends When We Need to Wait, and A Windy Spring Day. I will be doing a review on this book. I contacted the author, Wendy, and she is awesome. She sent these to me. She has one book for every season, and then I'll be getting the winter and the fall soon. So we read through this one. My daughter loved it. Now my daughter's reading this one, which to me is amazing because this is a very hard book for her to read because she, like I said, she was a slower reader, and now she's sounding out a lot more, and we are enjoying it. So I will do a review on this and maybe have my daughter talk about it with you guys. This is another reader that she has been loving because she is able to read this so quickly, and she reads this book a lot to me every single day, and she read through this book about 3 or 4 times. She's so proud of herself. This is another one, My Best Friend. It's a level reader 1. And Harry and the Bucket Full of Dinosaurs, Mouse Makes Words, the Lego City Liftoff. This is another reader. I have a bunch more readers in her room, but she's sleeping right now. Danny and the Dinosaur, The Charlotte Web. This is another book from Dick and Jane, and Fire in the Forest, and A Day in the Life of a Firefighter. And another book that we like to read a lot of is the Beatrix Potter with all of these books. So this seems like a lot, but these are some of the things that she's been reading this summer. And for the next school year, which will be starting up in August, I will have her use these readers. So that's our language arts. So let's come to what we are reading for poetry. I will try to go through this quicker. This is a child garden of verses that I got at a curriculum sale, and this is the Charlotte Mason poetry book that was recommended. I know some people have this, and I've seen them in the curriculum halls. This is a really fantastic book. I've read a few poems already to my daughter and my son. A Joyful Noise is an insect book, and this is a poem book for 2 readers, and they're all about insects. And I showed a video on this a long time ago, but we still read this. Where the Sidewalk Ends, The New Kid on the Block, which is great. As you can tell, I got a lot of these thrifted, so I do have a lot. And then some teachers give me some stuff as well. So this is Poem of the Week, kindergarten through 2nd grade by Scholastic, and these are all themes for every single season, and there's a lot of activities on the side. So I pull this out once a month or twice a month, and these are really good to go along with all of the seasons and the holidays. The Llama Who Had No Pajama from Bookshark, I still love. At the beginning, I didn't like it that much, but now I like it a lot. And the Book of Nature poetry, which is beautiful, beautiful pictures. I did a flip through on this on my channel. And then this is a new one that I got. It's called Cock-a-Doodle-Doo Barnyard Hula Baloo, and it's just a fun picture book with a bunch of rhymes and poems about animals, which will be fun to read to my son, who is a preschooler. So those are the main poems for our Read Out Louds in the morning. And this is the Read Out Loud Handbook that I look for books to read, and it's a really good resource. And then I also use What Your First Grader Needs to Know. And then as far as the Read Out Louds that we'll be doing, we are reading the story of Dr. Dolittle right now, and I'm going to try to read Here's a Penny, Dolphin Adventure, Dolphin Treasure. Maybe I will read, I'm not sure, there's a lot of books in here, but Pollyanna, Peter Pan, Charlotte's Web, Mr. Popper's Penguins. These Boxcar Children ones that are in the wintertime, I might read during Christmas and Hanukkah. Then these are the ones that we need to finish for The Little House on the Prairie by the Shores of Silver Lake, On the Banks of Plum Creek, Farmer Boy, and the Boxcar Children. We need to read some of them. Now I'm going to go over to what we'll be using for our history. I got the Story of the World last year. Actually, my mom got this to listen to in the car. This is a audio CD for Story of the World, so we're going to start that. And then this is the actual book that I'll be reading them, so I'll go back and forth. And I'm going to just do this very lightly this year. I'm not going to go too deep into it unless my kids really want to. And then this is the Osborne book of Living Long Ago that I did a flip through for, so I will use this along with the Story of the World. This is I got this at a used curriculum sale, so this is the test and answer keys, which I might not need. And this is the activity book. I got it for a really good deal, you guys, and there's a lot of coloring pages on the back, and this is going to be good for our geography, and these just give you a lot of activities and projects to go along with the chapters. So like I said, I will be doing it lightly, all depending upon my kids' interests and seeing if they really love it. But what I'll probably do is listen to this in the car once a week. We've been listening to a few of them, they like them, and then I will read this also as well. It will probably be doing history once or twice out of the week, and I think they'll really enjoy the Story of the World. This is our geography. This is a traditional folk costume of Europe, paper dolls, and this is a part of our geography for world culture, and she's already started like cutting out a lot of different dolls, and I thought it would be a fun way to learn about different kids in the world. I got this from a teacher, so she loves that. This is for geography, learning the states, a little flip-through book that we've been using for the past probably year or two. And we love it because we look at this book and then we go to the map on the wall and then they match them up. This is a new addition to our geography. There's a map on my lap, and this is going to be for my daughter, but also for my preschooler, all about maps. And Dr. Seuss books are so fun, and this is just going to be a really fun morning time book to read to them, to talk to them about maps in a really fun way. And you would be surprised, you would think Dr. Seuss doesn't have a lot of information, but the information in these books are fantastic for any elementary kid. I also have the Map Champ Atlas, and I think this is a book that you get in My Father's World that I got at a used curriculum sale a while back. And so these are just great maps, and it shows you where animals live, so this one's a really good book to have. The United States Coloring Book, we tried using it this year for kindergarten and they never used it, so we'll see if we do a state and we'll talk about it, they might color it, but this is just something just to have as an extra like supplement, I guess. And this is from Target, and she wasn't really interested in doing it. So maybe this year when we talk about certain states, she could do the dot to dots, and they give little facts on the states. This is a book I got from a used curriculum sale this year for Paddle to the Sea. I've been looking for this, and I got it for a few dollars, and I love it. It's talking about this canoe that paddles along the sea, and it shares all of the lakes around Lake Michigan, and it's a great geography book. I know the lady I got it from, she said she did a co-op and they read this book together and did a lot of activities. So this is a great Charlotte Mason geography book that they recommend for first graders, I think. I got Children Just Like Me, a unique celebration of children around the world. And this one's an older version. I got it on thriftbooks.com, so it was a little cheaper than the newer one. It doesn't really matter to me. I just wanted to give my daughter and my son a glimpse of how other people live in the world, where they live, how they dress, their names, and the houses that they live in. And my kids already have been looking at this book, and they're very interested to see how other people live in different parts of the world. And this is just a really good world culture book. This is something I got on Amazon that I was really excited about. It's Let's Color America, and it's for ages 3 to 133. It's printed in vegetable ink, and it's about 39 inches by 22. And this is what it looks like. It's like a huge poster of, well, it's not huge, but it's a big poster of the United States of America, and so that's Florida, Georgia, Alabama. Let me put it down here so it's not shaking. And so I think it would be something like my daughter and I will be able to work on during quiet time, that we will just enjoy coloring as we learn about the states of America, and I thought that was really fun. This is a Bookshark geography map, and then this is the Osborne of Wild Places, so when we talk about mountains and jungles and deserts, this will be the book that we'll read about. And I purchased these for my daughter's geography, beginning geography with Evan Moore. I heard so many good reviews from my friends on YouTube about it, and so you could probably go check out their videos, but if you want me to do a separate video on my subjects, I will go through these books for you. I also got maps and geography to go along with it. It's for grades 3 to 6, and there's a poster and stickers. I think it's good for a second grader or first grader. They have just amazing they don't have to do all of the writing. You can just do all of the maps with them in this book, and it's very colorful. I like the fact that it's colorful. They have the answer keys there, and they just go over so many things. So if you want to flip through about this book, I will do that for you guys. And I actually got this for like $3.99 on thriftbooks.com. It's also on Amazon. So I also got Fun Around the World, which is a really fun book that is so vintage. I got from a retired teacher. It's a fact and fun activity book about all the countries around the world. And they have stories and activities that go along with it just to teach the kids about different children around the world. So this will go along with that book that I just showed you. So that was a fun little vintage book that I got. And this is also a really fun one. I got a bunch of like coloring pages and printables that she had for her class that I'm going to be incorporating with it. So Color by Number, a complete story of the trip around the world. It was 59 cents. Look at that, you guys. It's probably in the 60s or 50s. And so these are just coloring book pages that she probably made copies of, and they're colored by number. So that is really fun. Such a cool book. This is going to be our math. We are going to try this out this summer. Like I said, Themeville math. If you want me to do an unboxing, I will. I think a lot of you guys said that you're interested, and I got a lot of manipulatives, and I have 3 more workbooks. This is just the first workbook, and I think that we might be using this, or if she's already done some already. I've skipped through some of the pages because it's like a spiral way of learning, and so it starts off really easy at the beginning, and then it gets harder, and it goes with like manipulatives that they send you. They have Cuisinart, I think, rods and ribbons, and then they have coins and money that they sent me, a bunch of things that we'll be doing along with this, and they use pictures for certain things, and I just like the way they explain a lot of things, so we'll see how that works out for math. I got Life of Fred, I got The Butterfly and the Cats, and I really wanted to do a fun reading literature-based math book, and I could not find Apple. So I got these for $5 at a used curriculum sale, and so I figured let me just try Cats and Butterflies. I know you're supposed to start with apples, but I think it'll work out. If we end up liking them, I'll just get more. I also got this Kumon, My Book of Telling Time, just literally a workbook of a bunch of clocks, and you have to write out the time, and it talks about 1/4 past, 1/4 to, and everything that she needs to learn about telling time. This is a book called Addition Facts That Stick, and this is by Kate Snow by Well Trained Mind Press, and I heard her on a really fun podcast called Morning Baskets, and I think it's a lady by the name of Pam Barnhill, and it was a really good episode. If you want to go check that out, I'll try to link it down below. It helps your child master addition for just in 6 weeks, and my daughter's pretty quick at addition, but I just thought I would look at this and figure out maybe how I could incorporate it in teaching my son and then teaching my daughter, just to memorize all of her addition facts and do a little review for you guys if you're interested in learning about this. So I contacted her, and she was so gracious to send it to me for my review. This is a little flashcard game that my sister gave me last year, and we have a lot of fruits that came with it, like apples and pears and oranges, and this will be a little flashcard game that I will use with the fruits to talk about fractions. So, and then I got this on thriftbooks.com, the Lego Books Idea. It's just a book I think that is good for building and using your brain and logic to get these pieces put together to make these creations. So I just got this. It was a really good deal. I got it for $3.99, and I thought this was a fun addition. So I got this book called Sylvan Learning Math, and I really like it. I know it's for 2nd grade, but she does understand concepts pretty quickly, and there's place value, number, cents, addition and subtraction, grouping and sharing, fractions, geometry, telling time, measurement, and money, and those are the things that I really want to go over with her, and graphs, and I just like how they teach this concept of value. Especially, we did this one together, I think. Or maybe we didn't do that one together. Let's see. Which one did we do? Yeah, she didn't do this one, but I want to share with you guys what they do. So I like how they do the 100s and the 10s and the 1s, and how they have them like that for them to figure it out. This one was used, so you can see they did that. But I love that. I love how they teach the value And this is something that I'll do with her. And it says circle the picture in each pair that has more than the other. And I just love how they teach like fractions, and I love these fraction bars. So as I was looking through it online, I thought it was a great way to teach her, because I understand how to teach her these concepts by looking at this book, and we'll do a lot of manipulatives with it. So those are my math picks, and Themeville is one of the main books that we will be using, but I really will be having fun reading these Life of Freds. I hope that we like them. And then as far as our science goes, I'm going to be using the all the year round. This is a Charlotte Mason vintage book that I got online that I did a flip through for you guys, talking about all the plants and the insects for the autumn months. I also got the Burgess book for children by Thornton Burgess, and this I got on Amazon. This is a really good Charlotte Mason book talking about animals, so this will be a great book to use for our animal study unit. I also got the Julia Rothman Nature Anatomy book that everyone's been talking about, and it is beautiful, so we will be using this in our art and hopefully copying some of the pictures off of this and talking about it. This is a great book for science. And we're going to be using this for astronomy. There's no place like space, Cat in the Hat. This is awesome how they share about astronomy to the kids. A lot of awesome facts in it. I also got I Can Name 50 Trees Today. This is all about trees, and I got this for free. And I just love it. It's so cool. I got Inside Your Outside, a book about your body. So these are the books that I'll be reading with my preschooler. They talk about taste and touch and sight and the bones. He will love that. And for astronomy, I got First Space Encyclopedia from DK. And the pictures are really good in this book. They're very realistic, and there's a lot of photography, which I like because they're more real. And so this will be something we'll use with our unit studies for astronomy. I also got this DK Smithsonian Animal one. It's an encyclopedia, and this is one of my favorites because the pictures are so colorful and vibrant. And my kids, actually, I showed my kids this book the other day as we were reading Dr. Dolittle. We were looking at some of the animals from that book in here, and my son was looking at it for like 20 minutes. It's so cool. And I like how they do the scale right here. Like your hand is there, and that's how big the bugs are. And let me see if they do a scale here. See, that's your hand, and that's the scale of a dragonfly compared to your hand. This one's a nice one. I'm using this from Bookshark, the Osborne Children's Encyclopedia for Science and History. So it's mostly science in there that I'll be using. And then I got this called See Inside Your Body with 50 Flaps from Osborne. And so far, so good. My son absolutely loves this flip through, or this flap one. And we look through the body together, and we are loving this. So this will be when we do our unit study in our body. Keeping Healthy by Evan Moore. We're going to use that. I love Evan Moore books for when we do our little activities in the rainforest. Discovering Science. This is more for my son. It's like a vintage book that I got from the teacher about the seasons and everything in science and how nature works. This is another book that I got a long time ago, teaching them how things work. And this is a really fun animal sketchbook with a bunch of mammals, and they're black and white pictures. So I thought it'd be a fun book just to look at as an art appreciation book, and also science. This is the animal discovery book that we'll be using that my kids like to use. It's like the transparency one. And this is our science. And Learning About Animals with Evan Moore. This is for pre-K. The Berenstain Bears Science Fair book, which is one of our favorite science books that we read in our morning time. National Geographic Meteors, Health, Safety, and Manners. It's a Nebeka book about health. Creepy Crawlers, and Looking Into My Bodies by Reader's Digest. This is a great book for preschoolers that I used for the past 2 years to share with them what a body looks on the inside, and has a bunch of layers. So let's go over to The art that we're going to be doing this year, we're going to be using Pastels. I got this on Amazon, and I will link it down below. 12 oil pastels, and we just tried it out, and we love it. And I got these premium drawing sketchbooks for our pastels. I got 2 in 1, and I think it was like $12. It was a really good price. And this is the little drawing that my daughter did with her oil pastels, and she blended it, and she loved it. My daughter and my son were doing this for an hour or so one day when their grandmother came over, and I will keep all of their oil pastel drawings in here, so this will be their portfolio of all of their artwork for the year. It's a really good spiral notebook. And this is Build a Doodle. These are just like ways of teaching the kids how to draw. I got Step by Step Osborne drawing book. Watch Me Draw, Dora's Favorite Adventures. This is a good book for a younger kid. You can see what she did already. But they show you how to draw step by step. And then how to draw animals. And this one is one of our favorite Baby Einstein masterpieces. It says up to 18 months and up, but we love it. So you study this picture, and then they ask you questions about it, and you get the answers by flipping this flap up. And it's really great art appreciation book. So they'll have you look at the picture, and they'll ask a lot of questions. So this one was really, really good. A good find that I got a long time ago. And as far as the electives go, I got this Spanish book. And it's just like a little flat book about every room in your house with Spanish words. And then I got the Spanish Grade 1, Carson de Losa Spanish book. And this one is just a very simple and colorful Spanish book that we will go over once a week, hopefully, to learn some of the main vocabulary that I want them to learn. That is my curriculum for 2018 and 2019. I know it's a lot of books, but I wanted to share with you guys what I got, and maybe it will give you guys some ideas for some of your curriculum choices this year coming up. I will see you guys in my next video, and again, let me know if you want me to do a separate video per subject to give you more of a flip through of what we are doing for each subject. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.